Hey, doing, Vibe? Nice to see you. Just messing around. House was quiet. Figured I'd play around with trying to do a live stream. How's your evening going? In that tank, it is just sand, Vibe. Um, we had just basically just white sand. It was clay sand that he got from, I think it was like Blows or somewhere like that, they've filtered multiple times over a few years, so it's doing good. Hi, Steve, the Pleasure Angler. How are you doing, buddy? Having a good evening over there in England? And Eric Wyrock. Woohoo! How's your night, Eric? Hello, brother. How you doing? Hello, Aquatics. Little noise in the background while the dog is drinking water. Yeah, just figured I'd relax and try for this. Usually I try and stream through my phone, but my daughter had her laptop laying around, so I figured I'd try using that, see if the image was better or the sound. So far, it looks like the image is definitely better. Any of you feel like being a moderator? You can get up, Ben. Puppies want to get on the couch. You can get up, bud. You can get up. No, not sure about it. Oh, Vibes, that's awesome. Well done. Appreciate you supporting our friends. Vibe, can I make you a moderator? That'd be work, all right? Today, what happened there? Apparently, I went to add you as a moderator and it hit the user on this channel. No, that's not what I want to do. Sorry, guys. All right, how do I undo that? I'm not sure how it put you in timeout, and I'm not sure how to go back. Sorry, Pelham. You and I were talking about learning new technologies. Free vibes. I'm trying to figure out how to do it on this. You just got to write it out. Sorry, rookie learning how to do it. Alright, let's try this again. Let's try to unhide user on this channel. Maybe. I don't know why. As moderator. Okay, so I got one of you as a moderator. See if that. Alright, maybe you guys know how to work this better than I do. Yeah, that's why I figured, Pelham. You were saying that the other day when we were talking, and I was like, well, maybe between a couple of us old guys, we can figure out with some of these new guys. Well, thank you, Mobile Upload. I appreciate you saying I'm a lovable idiot. That makes at least 4 of us on here that have no clue what we're doing. Eric, free vibes. That's awesome. I think he's free now. Yeah, he's free. I think there's at least 4 or 5 of us here that have no clue how to live stream. Yeah, I think with being a moderator, you can go to other links and stuff and post and help. Like if there's like spam bots and stuff like that, you can delete them. So I figured being a moderator would give you a little bit. Well, Jez, I appreciate you, Mobile Upload, coming all the way from Scotland just to say hi before you jumped into the bed. I'm sure it's warmer over there than it is over here. Yeah, well, you know, well, if you figured a few training wheels sessions, maybe we can figure out between the 2 of us. Vibes is shouting out all the love. I got a channel that was really kind to us and shouted us out on their channel, so I'm going to see if I can post a link and see if you guys can go over and help him out. He does, how do I do this? Share link. No. He, there you go. Copy link. Right, he does knives reviews and stuff like that, but he's been really good at helping and supporting our channel. So I just dropped his link. If there's any links to other channels that you guys like that they need help with, go drop them in. Or if you need your own channel dropped in the link, go for it. Because I definitely haven't got this far without having other people support us on this channel. There's a fish family. That's always a good one to hit as well. So, let's see. There's a lot of guys from England that Scotland I follow, obviously being from England as well. So that if you do go there, just tell them you got sent over by me, and vice versa. Yeah, that's what we need, Pelham. We need to help each other out. Also, I've learned from going to other formats, like Freedom does a lot of knife reviews and stuff like that. So it's a different world from the fish family, but it's one that is fun. And then like going over to Steve and watching some of his fishing channels has given us help when we're doing fishing videos with David. Kind of just help me with like angles and help me to learn how to do live stream by watching him and Rich. His channels I just dropped. We've got 2 likes, so that's pretty good. Yeah, it's definitely nice that we can help each other out. I just figured I'd try this. You have a firearm hobby as well? I don't have a firearm hobby as well, but I do like knives. I'm not gonna lie. Um, Probably got about 10 or 15 extras, not that I don't need. Yeah, YouTube's one of those weird things you don't want to have a firearms over hobby on here. Jez, have a good night, bud. Love to you and your family too, mate. Appreciate you coming all the way over from Scotland. Maybe next time I try and start streaming a little earlier. It's unusual for the house to be so quiet. Yeah, that's one thing. Jez and I grew up. He likes going out and doing like survival videos and stuff like that. Oh yeah, we gotta go hit Vibes channel and get him up there as well. That is always good. Good night, mobile. Yeah, he's a little further north than you, Steve. We are up to, I think, totally set up. We have about 30 tanks set up, but we have about 40 to 47 tanks unset up. This is a 90-gallon tank. We have, so Vibes is out in PA as well, or the surrounding area anyway. I think Pelham's close to this area as well, aren't you, Pelham? Like Pennsylvania, New York area. Don't have a favorite fish. I tend to like the plecos more than anything. There is one in here. He's hiding right behind the driftwood, of course, because that's the only piece in here. But I kind of like the parrotfish too. We've got a pair that just started having fry, and they're up to about 40 fry now. So that'll be interesting. We have to empty everybody else out of the tank. Like Michigan, yeah, that's in this area. North East America. There you go. There's quite a lot of people from this area. Did you not spell correctly there, Vibes? On this tank, we have one of those sun filters. It does a pretty good job. It's the when we got this tank, it was in a gentleman's house down about an hour away. His son was in hospital and he had to let all the tanks go. So we went to grab those, and then he had a bunch of different fish. They've been spread out through the other tanks because they got too big for this tank. The son was basically in the hospital, and the dad was just trying to sell the house out. So we bought the tank. Well, I'll rephrase that. My wife bought the tank. She paid like £100, $100 for it. So um, it also has air stones hooked up to it on the side that run off of our central air system for all the tanks. They're not on right now because they're kind of noisy, but they drove my wife nuts on this one. On these two tanks, for some reason, if they don't have an air filter on them. Fish Guy Ranch, good evening. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, we've got some African cichlids in the other tank, and we've got a 150-gallon downstairs that has a bunch in too. We got those from Ohio Fish Rescue when we were out there. So Let's see if I can make Fish Guy rat. Yeah, there you go. Fish Guy's a good guy. He likes fish tanks too. He's up in like New York, New Jersey area, if I remember correctly. And he's playing with his lawnmowers lately as well, which is always interesting. My son knows more of the names of the fish than I do. He knows all the scientific names. Sometimes I'm just the maintenance guy moving the fish around. Thinking about it, none of the tanks that have the cichlids in have the live plants because they just destroy them. They rip them up. As much as you sold all your fish tanks. Yeah, but you still enjoy fish, don't you? I know you got that 180, and then you had to change paths. Problem is, fish tanks, they take a lot of upkeep and a lot of money. Yeah, neither of my son, since he was little, used to be able to say all the scientific names. I literally cannot say them to save my life just because my dyslexia is so bad. I'll look at a word and it takes me 15 minutes to figure out how to pronounce it. I'm getting there though. It was definitely my wife and my son's hobby that I just kind of got roped into. We've got one saltwater tank. It's been interesting progress. It started off as a science experiment for my son a few years ago for school to see if he could even have a saltwater tank. So he started with like a 10-gallon tank and got a bunch of minnows and mollies and tried to see if he could breathe them through brackish water and into saltwater tanks so that he could see basically if he could make a freshwater fish become a saltwater fish, which he was successful at. He had about 3 or 4 generations in that one tank. And then he upgraded to a 20-gallon tank. And that was about 2 years ago. And he went through, I hate to say this like that, but he went through about 3 or 4 clownfish. He was trying to get those hooked up and running. But basically, he was running a hang-on back filter and a light in the tank, trying to get the setup right and see if he could play around with it. Yeah, Fish Guy Ranch, you got your 2 puppy dogs and a bunch of other animals as well, don't you? And he likes fishing. Old cars, big trucks, yeah. That's all the stuff I like too. I just can't afford it right now. I I don't really get too many tanks from Petco. Usually we find them on Facebook Marketplace. It's usually, and there's a couple of Facebook groups where people are like rehoming or downsizing. So basically, if they sometimes will put a post up and say they need help getting rid of a tank because they've got to move, or they need help rehoming their fish and they don't have the room. Because we have so many tanks, we can usually take the fish. Like a lady a few months back, she donated us a 180-gallon tank and a couple of fish that are in here. She gave us, I think my son calls him Megamind. He's kind of hiding off, facing backwards on the screen there right now. But she gave us that and one of the black moors and this little silver guy that's at the bottom. I have no idea what his name is, but he's pretty cool. She gave us another fish, but he was really sick. He only had one eye, and unfortunately, he passed away after about 2 months. He just wasn't swimming properly. So most of our tanks have just been donated to us. I'd say we probably bought about 10 or 12 tanks, and a lot of smaller tanks. My wife's picked up from yard sales over the years, so like the 20 gallons and the 40-gallon breeders and stuff like that. She's picked up. Hey, Life of Liam, how are you doing this evening? Vibe, you're from Texas? Well, originally I'm from England, but I live in Pennsylvania now. Liam is a young lad that's got a YouTube channel. He's trying to start growing it. So if we could drop his link for his channel, I'm sure he'd appreciate getting a few extra subs out of it. He's just trying to see what others are doing and get some experience. I know your first name, but for some reason I've completely forgot what it was. So my name's Michael. I don't know if he knows that, apart from Jez. There you go, Vibe. See, life of Liam, this is what happens when you join live streams and you help support other channels. So if you see somebody else's link in there, go and find their videos and click on their videos and hit a like and smash on their thing, and it helps them back as well as you. You pick up a couple more 40 breeders. Honestly, if you look on Facebook Marketplace, you can usually find people that are downsizing fish rooms at this time of year, getting ready for winter, or they're moving because it's getting towards the end of the month. And that'll help you out. How many tanks do you have now? What about you, Vibe? How many tanks do you have? Liam, you're welcome. It's part of the spirit. Everybody helps each other out. I'm learning to live stream, and I figured some others would like to learn to live stream along with me, so that's why we made them moderators. And, some people just have better experience with computers than I do. I'm not that great with a computer. Wow, that's crazy. Pelham, it's great. You're welcome back anytime. Now that you're a moderator, you'll stay a moderator. Hope you enjoy your dinner, and have a good evening, buddy. 22 tanks and 4 ponds outside. Okay, we need to do some videos of your place, Vibe. We have a little pond, but it's just like the hard liner kind of thing that you get from like a Lowe's or something like that. I would like to do bigger ponds. We don't have a lot of property out back, so I'm gonna. David started digging when he was off school for the summer holidays. He started digging a pond in the backyard, but with everything going on with all the tanks and trying to get the fish room set up, that took me a while. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out your channel more, Vibes. I was catching you in some of the live streaming, the auctions and stuff you were doing the other week. How you doing, Steve? You still awake over there? Drop your link again, Vibe, just in case some people haven't scrolled back through the chat. I've got a pond in your backyard I can have, Mike. Oh, that'd be awesome. I don't know if I'd be able to get to my house, but that's awesome. You're out fishing in the morning. What time are you going fishing? We are part of a local fish club, but it goes down from Pennsylvania into Maryland and then over into York, PA. So that's one of the local clubs in this area. One of the local fish shops down in Baltimore actually sponsor the fish club. And when we were at the Keystone Clash, one of the ladies there was getting us to join the Achilles fish and help her with doing different fish videos on that. So for us, they have like a meeting once a month. They get together. Oh, you're welcome for the wrench spanner. There you go. Use the English expression. We'll be out at 7 in the morning. So what's that? 5 hours ahead of me. So yeah, 2 a.m. I guess my time. Well, that's fine. I can be up at that time with a cup of coffee in the morning watching you fish. It'll be a little later tonight for Vibes, as is in Texas. He's a few hours behind us yet. Yeah, I'm trying to get up to 500 subs so I can do. I think it's community board, so you can shout people out. That's the spirit, Liam. Yeah, I've noticed the YouTube algorithm when you like some channels too quickly in succession, sometimes it'll delete you out and you have to go back and hit them again. So like sometimes you'll gain like 3 or 4 subs, and then the next day you get up and it's dropped 2 off. So I found that if you wait a couple of days sometimes before helping each other out and then going out and watch their video and then like giving a comment and a thumbs up, it kind of registers it better. I don't know if anybody else has found that. It's kind of strange. So I just got a link to another live stream, but it's just getting started. So I'm gonna see if I can share that over. Go and support them because they just started. Did you say my check? Yeah, put it by your bed.